Let's talk about Affenpinschers, those tiny, scruffy little dogs that look like they've just come out of a mop bucket and were told to go be cute. They've got that face that says, I might be small, but don't even think about messing with me. These dogs look like they're trying to figure out life, and honestly, they're succeeding. The Affenpinscher has the personality of a dog twice his size. But trust me, they're as feisty and determined as they come. This is one of those dogs that doesn't care if it's 2 feet tall or 2 inches tall, it's going to rule the house. Now, if you're considering bringing an Affenpinscher into your life, there's a lot you need to know. I'm talking about more than just their adorable little faces. These dogs have attitude, a sense of independence, and opinions about everything you do. So, let's dive into what makes the Affenpinscher one of the most interesting, lovable, and at times, infuriating dogs out there. 1. The look. They don't look like your average dog, do they? Let's start with the look because, come on, these dogs defy logic when it comes to appearance. An Affenpinscher looks like it was designed by a committee that had a lot of ideas, but couldn't agree on any of them. They have the face of a gremlin, the body of a teacup poodle, and the attitude of a lion. Their tiny size is the first thing you'll notice. These dogs only weigh between 7 and 10 pounds, so they could easily fit into your bag without you even knowing. But while they might be small, don't let that fool you into thinking they're delicate. An Affenpinscher has a dense, wiry coat that sticks out like it's trying to make some kind of fashion statement. It's like the dog equivalent of a bad hair day that somehow works. They've got a ruff of fur around their face that makes them look like they've just rolled out of bed, but still, pull it off. There's no need for bouncy curls or fancy grooming with these little guys. They just let their hair do what it does, and if it doesn't make sense to you, well, that's just too bad for you. But don't worry, that messy fur isn't just for show. It's tough. Affenpinschers were originally bred to hunt small pests, like rats, and they need that wiry fur to protect them in the rough terrain. So, when they go full I'll take on anything mode, they've got the coat of armor to back it up. And that face. Oh, that face tells you all you need to know. With their big dark eyes and that little expression like they're about to make a snarky comment, you'll know exactly when they're judging you. It's not an if, it's a when. 2. The personality. I'm small, but I'm in charge. Let's talk about attitude, shall we? This is where the Affenpinscher truly shines. They might be small, but they've got the heart of a wolverine. Don't expect a cuddly lapdog who'll snuggle up and ask for belly rubs all day. Oh, no, no, no. The Affenpinscher will demand respect from you. It's like they were bred with a little bit of boss energy baked right in. These dogs are confident, maybe even a little too confident for their size. They're not afraid to take on a dog that's 3 times their size, and they'll hold their own like it's no big deal. They might be small, but in their mind, they're the toughest dog on the block. If there's a dog park fight going down, you can bet the Affenpinscher will be in the middle of it, probably snarling at the biggest dog and getting itself in all kinds of trouble. And when they bark, oh, trust me, you'll know it. It's like their bark is saying, yeah, I'm small, but I'm loud. Deal with it. And let's not forget about the territorial instinct. These dogs are like the personal bodyguards of the household. They'll stand there, guarding the front door like it's the White House. You don't need a security system when you've got an Affenpinscher around. They'll alert you to any squirrel walking past your house like they're on some sort of mission to keep things safe. So, if you're the kind of person who likes peace and quiet, maybe reconsider, because your Affenpinscher will make it known when it's time to bark at the wind. 3. Training. You're in charge, well, maybe. Now, I know what you're thinking. This dog sounds like a handful. Surely, they must be easy to train because they're small, right? Let me stop you right there. The Affenpinscher is one of those dogs that'll keep you on your toes. They're independent thinkers, some might even call them stubborn. If you think you can just walk in with your treats and teach them to sit in 5 minutes, then you've got another thing coming. Training an Affenpinscher is like trying to get a cat to play fetch. Sure, it can happen, but you're going to need patience and a lot of persistence. And even then, they'll probably do what they want anyway. They're not the most obedient dogs in the world, but they've got that goofy charm that makes you want to keep working with them. The key is consistency and positive reinforcement. Don't expect them to do anything unless they're 100% convinced that it benefits them somehow. But once they've figured out what you want, they'll do it when they feel like it. 4. Socialization. They're not everyone's best friend. Now, let's talk about socialization. Affenpinschers are sassy little creatures, and that goes for how they behave around other dogs. Some of them can be standoffish or downright rude. They've got their circle of friends, and if you're not in it, then don't expect them to just roll out the welcome mat. They're kind of like that one person who's too cool for school and doesn't feel the need to be best friends with everyone. If you've got a bunch of other dogs, don't be surprised if your Affenpinscher tries to act like the alpha of the group. They'll put themselves in charge without hesitation. So, if you've got a few larger dogs around, you might need to keep an eye out to make sure they don't get themselves into a bit of a scrap. On the flip side, when it comes to people, these dogs are usually friendly, but it depends on the day. They'll probably greet your friends with the same level of enthusiasm they greet a new squeaky toy. But don't expect them to just roll over for strangers. They'll assess the situation first, decide if you're trustworthy, and then give you the go-ahead to scratch behind the ears. Trust is earned, even from a tiny fluff ball. 5. Grooming. A little maintenance goes a long way. Now, the Affenpinschers coat may look like it's a what happens situation, but it's actually pretty easy to manage. These dogs have a wiry coat, which doesn't shed much, so that's a win in the hair department. However, their hair does grow out pretty long, and if you're looking for a super low maintenance dog, then this might not be the one for you. They need regular grooming to keep their coat in shape and prevent mats from forming. It's not an everyday task, but you'll want to give them a good brushing a few times a week to keep them from looking like they've just been through a windstorm. 6. Health. Small dog, big heart. Affenpinschers are generally a healthy breed, but like all small dogs, they can be prone to certain health issues, such as dental problems, hip dysplasia, and the occasional knee problem. But for the most part, they live a happy and active life. With proper care and attention, they can live up to 12 years or more, so you've got plenty of time to enjoy their quirky little ways. Final thoughts. The Affenpinscher is not for the faint of heart, so is an Affenpinscher the dog for you? Well, that depends. Do you want a dog that's going to demand respect, make you laugh, and keep you on your toes? Do you enjoy the challenge of dealing with a headstrong, independent little creature? If so, then the Affenpinscher is your guy. They might be small, but they've got a big personality and a whole lot of sass. If you want a dog who'll curl up on the couch, let you walk all over them, and just chill for hours, then you might need to look elsewhere. But if you want a tiny lion who thinks they can take on the world, the Affenpinscher will steal your heart whether you're ready or not.